Hi, my name is Topher Jaims, and I'm bringing you the Uptime update. My guest today is the one and only guy left, OGL. How's it going, OGL?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well, so thank you so much. We are in the wonderful Uptime Esports virtual set. Hopefully, everybody likes it. But right now, we want to talk about you. First off, what do you have going on in your career, your streamer career, your pro Fortnite career? What's going on?
So I'm full-time streaming on Facebook Gaming, which is definitely interesting. I switched over from Twitch. It's been quite the experience, but on Facebook Gaming it was super welcoming. Everybody talks to you, responds to you. The community on there is definitely a lot more community building, in my opinion, versus Twitch.
With Facebook streaming, how do you connect with your audiences? Because Facebook is a lot different than Mixer and Twitch.
So the reason why I like Facebook is because it's like a picture. You can put a picture to a person's face. So if somebody comes into your chat and it's their real first name and their real last name, and they usually say like, "Hi, how are you?" And I'm a very like chat engaging streamer, so I tend to have my stream chat full screen right above me, and every second I'm looking over, reading it, like engaging. And if somebody decides to become a supporter to me, supporters is just like Twitch subscribers. So basically, it'd be like a subscription. They automatically through Facebook get added into a group chat called like I call it OGL's community. So it'd be my community, and it's a group chat with me and every other supporter that supports me, and they all can just talk to each other and socialize.
So tell me, OGL, what is it that got you into Fortnite, especially now that you're playing on PC into controller? Can you tell me more about the whole transition of your Fortnite career?
Yeah, so actually, when Fortnite first came out, I wasn't a fan. I didn't play it a lot. I was more of a PUBG guy. Then it was like season two. All my friends were like, "Yo, you got to get back on Fortnite. It's such a fun game. Like we can all play together." And I still slept on it. And then I think it was around season three, I came back fully, and I was like in love with it. I was like, I've been missing out this whole entire time. It's such a good game. And then it was in season five when I ended up grinding out the whole of the global leaderboards and finishing, I think it was fourth in the world, actually, with 818 something solo wins.
Oh, wow. And then, so you've been with Fortnite since season three. How hard have you trained and really pushed yourself to get better now that it's in chapter two, which is almost season 11?
It was an everyday grind. I was still in high school at the time, so I would come home from school, like my sports, and I would immediately get on and I would play 24/7. I didn't start making content until about season five, and that's when I really like the growth and everything. Like just kept driving me to go forward and forward, and that's when I realized that like this is what I wanted to do full time. So as soon as I got out of school, it was just 24/7 Fortnite on top of like taking care of my health.
And then taking care of your health, you seem physically fit for the gamer. You're not the stereotypical gamer who's out of shape and being unhealthy. How have you incorporated like some type of physical, being responsible and taking care of yourself, your health? How have you been able to do that now that you're a full-time streamer?
So when I was in high school, I was the varsity wrestling captain, so I knew a lot about like diet training, like what to eat, what not to eat, what was good for your body, what was bad for your body. So in order to stay healthy, I go to Planet Fitness, which is the local gym here. I go like 5 days a week. I don't go on weekends, and I just have like a basic resume. It's like I do like chest and all that stuff, and I just eat well and do cardio.
And obviously having that background of being a wrestling athlete in high school, going to the gym, that's just easy for you to stick to, is because it seems to me that being healthy and physically fit is important to you.
100% because it's like more motivating that I know that I'm like pursuing my dream in content in Fortnite, and on top of that, I'm like taking care of myself.
What has been your experience at Uptime Esports so far?
My experience so far has been phenomenal. Like the community here is unreal. Like you guys are all so outgoing and nice, and nobody gets shunned away, whether you're first time or you're a professional, whatever. And then people come in, and like the studio here, you've never seen. I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. You go online and you look at esports arenas and stuff, and that's something that you're like, oh my god, imagine going to that. And then there's one local for me.
And also, too, not only have you won the Uptime Esports solo Fortnite event, you've also come here and hosted a Fortnite event. Just your interaction with some of the other youth gamers, how does that make you feel, being that you are a content creator and you are trying to have a career in Fortnite?
I love it because that's like what motivates me. People like the youth people look up to me, like they want to know my settings, they want to know how I play, like what I use, like that stuff like that motivates me to think that like those people look up to me as like an idol towards Fortnite.
And it was really funny when we were doing that hosting event. I remember we just started. It was just a social event, and we put the camera on the stage, and of course we were shoutcasting and trying to get things started. But you were just huddled by all the other gamers there, and they just wanted to talk to you more than play the game.
I know it's definitely interesting. They were asking me a lot of questions about like what I use. Do I use certain grips? Like, do I like this grip? Like, how do they blow up on Instagram? Like, how do they socialize more with gamers and stuff? And I was just answering every question that was asked.
Well, that's very nice of you. I know one of the reasons why we always invite you over here is not only are you a great player, you're a stand-up person, you engage with others, which is something we do here at Uptime Esports, is we try to train and develop other youth gamers. What has been your experience so far with other orgs? Because we've seen in social media that you used to be with one org and now you're kind of like a freelancer. Can you tell us more about that?
So orgs are definitely interesting, and like they're a huge part of Fortnite itself, being professional. Because like you go from org to org, you seek obviously being a professional Fortnite player, you seek the best contract for your own personal interest. But orgs look at you as how can you benefit them and how can we benefit you. Now I was signed to one org for like over a year, which was Bloodhounds, and it was definitely interesting to jump right out the gate because I joined Bloodhounds when they had just started. It was like they had 2,000 followers. I was an early member, and I was actually like a fan favorite for a long time. So the reason why my social media following is like really high is because I grew with Bloodhounds at the same time, and people just kind of idolized me. Like they looked at me like, oh, I want to be like that guy, like that guy. So professionally, he like idolizes his community. I would sit on Instagram for hours upon end and just responding to all the fans and everything like that, like sensitivity, binds, like when are you gonna do this? Can we play? I would just respond to everybody because the way I viewed it as they want to be like me, and how did I become like me?
It is great that somebody at your level, especially being a full-time partner streamer with Facebook, somebody who now holds the record with the most consecutive wins in duos, is so giving as far as information and trying to help others as they develop in their Fortnite careers as well. In a nutshell, what is your Fortnite strategy anytime you go in an arena? And this could be solos, duos, squads. What's your strategy?
My main strategy is to always play for the win. So people don't realize that there will be some times where you're lacking a shotgun or you're lacking mats and materials, and people think that in that situation your game is already scuffed and it's over, and you want to get back to the next game. But a lot of people don't realize that like one simple outcome can change the whole entire thing. You could run over somebody else's mats that have already been killed, and there you go. You're set for the game. You get heals and stuff like that. People I play purely placement because the aggressive play is good for sure, but you got to understand that it's not worth. The way I look at it is like, say you see some guy rotating in the open and you have an insane loadout that he most likely doesn't have. It's not worth taking the fight with that guy and dying for 1 point versus playing for placement versus three.
That's a very good strategy, especially since I'm not as familiar with Fortnite, so I'm just sitting here learning as I'm talking to you. Now, Fortnite has been around for a while. Like I said, you got started in season three. A lot of the changes to the map, especially going into chapter two, which do you like better, the old map or this map?
Honestly, I personally like the old map because Tilted Towers was my favorite place to go, and I think that a lot of the mechanics that they have added it now into competitive, like the whole flopper play where people will fish the whole game and then sit in the storm, and the fact that you can like out heal the storm with the floppers, I'm not too big with.
That's a good point. That's unfair strategy. And then all the in-game events that have happened. Anybody who's familiar with Fortnite knows that Epic Games does a great job changing up the map and making things entertaining. What's been one of your favorite moments of Fortnite?
My favorite moments was when they added Gotham City into the map, and there were like sections of the map you could go to, like Tilted. They changed it from Tilted Towers to Tilted Town, and it was old Western, and you couldn't build it when you went in the area. And then there were tons of areas on the map that had like these special events where, for example, there was one at Greasy where you could go, but every 45 seconds you would dance with tacos in your hand and it would heal you.
Oh, wow.
There were specific events like that that I thought changed up the game a lot.
So with Fortnite, do you have a favorite loadout or a favorite combination of weapons?
Of course. I am a pump over tack guy all day long because I play on controller, so I have aim assist. So I'm a big fan of beaming people when they rotate. So I'm a fan of an AR, a shotgun, and an SMG. So I always like the pump because pump's like medium to heavy hitting, and then I switch to the SMG.
Going back to the record that you now hold for the duos, what is your teamwork strategy with communication, rotating in the map? What are your
So
strategies?
we tried to pick an area on the map that had very good loot, but it was very less populated. So the place that we ended up going is, I don't know the exact name for it, but it's the lighthouse area in the corner of the map. So it's on the very upper far left corner, and it's not a lot of people go there because if someone contests you, it's 50-50. So we decided that we were gonna go there every single game because there's a boat that spawns right by the water, so we can just rotate into zone. And we played pure placement. We didn't look for a single kill because all in our mind was it doesn't matter how many kills we get, whether we kill the whole lobby or we kill zero people. We just want to get the win and go get to the lobby and get in the next game.
What are you expecting in the next year or two with your streaming career and your Fortnite career?
My main goal is to hit 100K followers on one platform of content within the next year.
And what's your strategy to do?
So my strategy is just stay consistent and produce content consistently that people enjoy, and then just engage in community building.
So being so involved into Fortnite, and you've published videos showing how you've taken on big time names in Fortnite and streamers, what are some of your role models, either in content creation or in Fortnite?
So my favorite controller player of all time is actually Ghost Assault. So from time to time, I actually look up his settings and stuff like that, and like think, okay, if he uses this, then maybe that's better than what I use, and just try and tweak mine. But I look up to him a lot because Ghost is an amazing org. Like orgs like that, like FaZe Clan, Ghosts like that are orgs that like you'd want to be in full time. So he's actually my favorite Fortnite player.
And what other video games do you like to play other than Fortnite?
I like to play GTA 5 a lot online.
Do you ever get on their role playing servers?
Servers.
And now, are you excited for GTA 6 coming out soon? Because I've heard some rumors, but I don't think anything's been announced yet.
I am, but Fortnite is actually apparently switching their engine to a whole different engine because it's going to be like a completely new game.
Go on.
So apparently they're making it so that like so say there's a building in Fortnite and you break it all down, it just disappears. They're switching their engine to the same engine that Battlefield plays on, whereas like if you break the building, it'll crumble. And there'll
Oh,
be like stuff out, and I don't know if that's going to be game changing because all Fortnite really is now is like box play. So like if you shoot at someone, they'll sit in a box and then you come over and you kind of box fight them. But what I'm thinking is that might change the game completely because if the walls crumble when you take them, are you going to be able to take someone else's wall without the wall just crumbling down? Just sort of things like that. Like it could be game changing.
do you think that's Epic Game strategy still trying to cater to the beginner players or the young kids to make the game more entertaining than competitive?
Yeah. And I also think that Fortnite is like the way things are now, like with the whole box fighting like meta that everybody does, is they want to step away from that, and this I think is like their way to step away from that.
Oh. Do you do any of your own? I'm assuming you do your own video
Yep.
editing too. What software do you
So
use?
I actually use a software that they taught me to use in Bloodhounds. It's called Filmora. It's a very like basic one. It's like a basic version of you can kind of compare it to like Sony Vegas, but it's a little bit easier. And it still has like all those filters that you can add, like the motion blur and all that.
Now, being a content creator, how hard is it to be responsible with the management of your time? Because not only are you streaming and you're playing and you're having personal time, but you also have to brand yourself. You have to connect with your viewers. Tell me more about how you go about that.
So I always keep like a professional mindset because the way I look at it is anything that I say online that could be negative or like something that you just wouldn't want in your content, I try and not say at all. That way there, one, I don't say it, and two, people think of me as like a role model, so you don't want to say anything that could impact your career in any way, shape, or form.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, my name is Topher James. We are here live at Uptime Esports in Hanover, Massachusetts. This is the Uptime update with my guest, OGL. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
Of course, glad to be here.
All right. Please make sure that you follow OGL on Twitter, Instagram. Check them out on Facebook and on YouTube. Also, Uptime Esports is on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So this is Topher James. Make sure you stay tuned for more content. Have a good day.